Return. So yeah, as it begins to get later in the night, is there anything else you all are planning to do before the next day?
Um, Blanche is gonna work on her report,
Okay.
and that's about it.
So, is this the first like real report you've ever written, or have you done like some trial reports or that kind of stuff?
I think she knows she's had enough time to look over how they expect field reports to be done, so she knows
Hmm.
what she's doing. But most of the reports that she's done before now, I think, have just been on research.
Okay. Yeah.
You know,
Give
slightly different, but still same basic idea.
give me a rundown about like what are the highlights, the key features that you're making sure are going in here.
Um, well, she's gonna start with the precise location of where everybody was. The fact that um, the opium's smoke has very intense effects, like more so than standard opium. The fact that it's a minotaur that's behind the whole thing,
Mm.
um, and that he is, as far as she is aware, still alive and still operating, though it is unclear whether or not he has more dealers or agents out in the city. Um, she'll report on as much of the kid's condition as she could have derived from the brief time that she was with him. Um, Things like that.
Do you have anything that goes over kind of the last time you saw Hans, where he was going, anything like that?
Yeah, she would provide what information she had on where they were headed.
Okay. All right, perfect. And then how do you plan to get the report to them?
Probably the same way she's done all the others, which is in a pretty similar fashion to how they're delivered to her, just in reverse.
Mm-hmm.
Where supposed deliveries from the library, or to the library, things like that.
Is there like a certain book that you tend to use? Or is it a variety of
No.
like different books that just it's a random book but it comes from a like it's without an address or something like that. There's another identifying mark that just designates this as a special package.
Yeah, it would be something like along that line.
Yeah, what is that? You have a special stamp that you use, or is it just a logo you put on there with a pen, or
God, you're making me think so much tonight. I'm thinking it's probably along the lines of um, kind of innocuous looking marks that are placed at like the top right hand corner of the package. Like they look innocuous and just like, I don't know, a mistake in the way the paper around the package was put on or something like that. But if you know what you're looking for, they're very clear.
okay. So yeah, you get the package ready and kind of set it by front door for whoever delivers the packages or any mail, kind of to and from, and make your way to rest for the night. Boys in the church, you just kind of settle in for the night as well.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep, pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Man, it must be nice to not have a curfew.
I am the curfew.
I'm just lucky I'm alive.
So every once in a while, William, you'll wake up just with like a shock of pain just running through your back. Kind of take a moment to breathe. You're in a strange place. You're not at home. Your thoughts kind of come back to your wife, and the news that she just provided you just this day, just a few or earlier on Monday. How often has William not returned home?
Not very. It's usually late, but it's also. This might be one of the first times. Like, I might have been in a stray overnight at the just in a classroom or something, falling asleep at the desk type thing.
But school's not in right now.
Yeah. So that might be worrisome.
And Mike, you're having some dreams. It's really reflecting kind of back to what you had done earlier this day, going through the West slums, kind of seeing the sickness, the fact that it's spreading, starting to go towards the Emerald Lake, a place that you think is quite beautiful. You'd like to see more of it, and you're starting to see kind of this black, gray kind of mold begin to grow on the grass. Then you see your boss telling you he can't pay you Mondays and Wednesdays. He cannot pay you to clean the slums. He can pay you Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday to clean the other areas. But if you want to clean those slums, you're gonna have to do it on your own, no pay. You could still use a donkey, still use a wagon, but nothing else. With tomorrow being Tuesday, do you have any feelings on the importance of your work right now, if that is a priority, or are you kind of okay just dealing with what's going on in the present, and whatever happens with work happens with work? You'll deal with it when you get there.
Yeah, as soon as I'm finished up here, I would immediately go into work.
Okay.
But I'm gonna see the boy makes it where he's supposed to.
So probably, if you had to guess, it's around 5:30 in the morning. The sun, it's not up yet, but there's that very, very dim light that is coming from, you can kind of see it from the windows, causing that very light bit of gray to appear kind of from the horizon. And William, just as your well-fed, your enhanced senses begin to kind of fade as you begin to get hungry, you start to hear something that wakes you up. You hear the sound of footsteps outside the church, kind of walking around.
I'm gonna prod Mike a bit and say, "Hey, Mike, somebody's coming."
I just kind of lay there. Well, not lay, but still kind of sit there.
And Blanche, you're the one that kind of casts this sleep spell. How long do you think your spells tend to last?
I mean, I didn't think it would last this long. Maybe for something like a sleep spell, it's probably like really intense and deep at first, and then it gets progressively less so as time goes on.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think they both notice that he's breathing steadily. He's actually moved himself to the floor and unwrapped himself from the tarp and just has it up and over him, almost like he didn't know exactly where he was, didn't care, just trying to get some sleep. So it seems clear that he's not completely, in control anymore, but he hasn't woken up yet. So Mike, you're saying you're just sitting there, as you begin to kind of lean back.
He's probably using my shoe as a pillow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're careful not to move, but you turn your head and you can see on the right side of the church, there's a few windows there, and you can see lantern light that goes past the church and kind of makes its way to the back.
Yeah, I'm not going to be moving.
You can kind of see it as it goes past the pew. There's, the stained glass window up above it, and, it goes past there, and then it comes to a stop at the edge, and that's where you hear the handle kind of shake of the door. Kind of stop. Shakes again a bit harder. Stops one more time, and then you see the lantern light seem to kind of lower a little bit. William, you're seeing this as well. Mike seems to be awake, but just not moving. Is there anything you're doing?
No, I'm just gonna follow his cue and just kind of lay there, kind of pretend to be asleep.
As the light kind of lowers on the right-hand side, there's a sharp finger whistle that comes out, and immediately on the front door, as you hear a loud, "If you're in there, make your presence known." With that, Hans kind of shakes, like you feel him jump on your foot, Mike, and his eyes are just wide, and he's not sure where he is, what's going on, anything like that. What would you both like to do?
I'm gonna slide Mike the money, and then I'm gonna go to the door.
Slowly kind of make your way to the door. Mike, Hans like goes to grab the bench and kind of pull himself up once William begins walking. Do you help him up? Do you try to hold him on the ground?
I'll just put my finger to my lip and continue sitting there.
Like looks at you almost like, you know, a child lost in the woods, just big wide eyes, just kind of staring at you, and just gives you this knock. He's freaking out. You go to the front door, William, and you can see that there's lantern light kind of coming through. There's a few smaller windows, and as you look out of it, even though they're kind of that opaque glass, you can see what looks to be about 3 or 4 figures standing out there, and there's one that's just pounding on the door.
I'm gonna crack the door a little bit. Yeah.
So as you begin to crack the door and open it, you hear the sounds of click, 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 guns being chambered.
That's okay. Good. Yeah. You knocked?
Who's in there?
I needed a place to sleep for the night. And I'll kind of open the door a little bit more and step out. And
As
see the
you
shirt.
open the door and your eyes kind of adjust, Inspector Pasco Vallone is standing a bit down the steps. He has his pistol up and aimed at the door. Behind him are 2 of the guards from the gated community, one standing with a shotgun, the other standing with a pistol as well. They both have it aimed at you. He recognizes you. "Get out here, get on the ground now! On the ground now!"
Whoa, Inspector!
I'm
There's
not
somebody
repeating it
here for
again,
you.
son. Get on the ground.
I found the boy.
It doesn't look like he's listening. Do you work to get on the ground?
I'll try.
Like you slowly lower yourself down.
Yeah.
Mike, you can hear the commotion out there, and you hear the voice of the inspector yelling at William to get on the ground. Hans is like just trembling next to you, just staring at the front door. Just his jaw is wide and eyes wide, just shaking.
I'm gonna reach my hand down to the kid and kind of offer to pick him up as I stand up.
Okay. He kind of hesitates for a moment. He's looking at you like, why should I trust you? Like, I don't know who you are. I don't know where I am. I'm not sure what's going on right now.
I'm just gonna stand there and wait for him silently.
Are you trying to convince him to take your arm?
I mean, my hand's outstretched. It's not really convincing. It's more just kind of a show of this is what we're gonna do.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, right now he feels like this bench where he's sitting backwards, his knees pulled up, and he's holding onto this bench is his safest place to be with whatever's going on right now. You can try to convince him to stand with you, but yeah, it's going to take convincing to do.
How about I just scoop him up then?
Okay. I'm going to have you go toe-to-toe then, because he's going to try to fight you off to keep his position at the bench.
Whoops.
Well, bullet time, so that way he just doesn't even have time to react.
I'm gonna say that his cracked rib status is gonna be a positive for you because he's gonna be a bit slower to react. So you can add a +1.
We'll do savior mentality.
Okay.
As well, just to, because I definitely don't want to hurt him, and I want to be able to get him to his parents.
Okay. That sounds good. Go toe to toe.
Ooh.
Okay.
You break his back, and he's now flopping around like a fish. Congratulations.
I just had to put that savior mentality on there.
You did. You did. Let's see. I want to take a look.
So it's all bad now.
I want the attention more anyway.
All right. So this is what happens. Yeah, you still have the katana on your back. As you go to lift him up, he sees this, panicking, not knowing where he is, and ends up moving back behind you, grabs your katana, and now just backs up, kind of shaking it and just pointing at you, his eyes just wide, like, just stay away.
He's gonna be in a bit of a surprise there.
Okay, why is that?
Because, I mean, after a little bit, it's just gonna disintegrate because it's not connected to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes a little bit, but
for the moment, for this second, like, yeah, he thinks he has control of your, it's like a dark greenish kind of katana, like kind of glowing a little bit, right? Yeah. He doesn't know exactly.
It's a pretty dull glow because it's been used.
Yeah. And it still has like some dark kind of viscera from when you cut the guy in half. And you can tell he's never held a knife before, or definitely not a blade. Like the handle's the wrong way, and he's like trying to hold it up, but it's just not going exactly where he wants it to go. But yeah, for the moment he has it up. Yeah, out up front, William, as you go down to the ground, the inspector immediately like holsters and rushes you to put handcuffs on.
Inspector, we finally found the boy. The Hans.
As you say this, you kind of look back, and far at the entranceway of the path, you see the Bexley family standing. The husband has his arm around his wife, and she's just kind of standing there with her shawl kind of up around her mouth, just kind of trembling. He doesn't seem to be listening. Are you going to want to try to convince him to listen to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll try to convince him.
Yeah, right now, he just sees you as someone that needs to be restrained. He's seen you before. He knows that strange things happen around you. There's still a dead body in the alley that you were kind of around for, so...
Well, it's not my fault. I mean, it might be, but it's not. So...
You're a suspicious individual. Let's just say. You're covered in blood. You're walking out of a place that a hostage situation might be occurring. And he wants you in handcuffs.
We're the ones being held hostage here now. Let's see. I've got I want to use the order badge.
Okay.
Do I have? Come on, go away so I can see. Do I have anything else that could be useful? I could be a history teacher, but that doesn't help any.
Back in 1943.
Yeah, in the future. Yeah, I think we'll we'll do that.
Okay, using your badge. Give me a convince. Okay, so choose a relevant status. Tier equals power. Your target can either choose to take the status or given a little bit protect their own agenda. So what tier 1 status would you be afflicting on him if he does decide to arrest you?
Oh man. I want him. I want him to be iffy about actually arresting me, as in maybe I actually do know what I'm doing. So maybe he shouldn't be so quick to judge me when he puts me in the handcuffs.
So like an unsure status?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'm not sure if he helped the boy or not, but he still has to be secured type thing. So.
So yeah, I think he is gonna listen. So he kind of nods his head, just snaps. All right, over there, kind of points you to the wall, and kind of points to another guard to watch you. Do you get up and move?
I'm gonna try. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of hobble and.
The moment you're free of the door, the door kicks in, and he stands there. He sees Hans with the knife pointed towards you, Mike. And there's a moment of hesitation. Hans, you can see, gets distracted by this. You have a moment to react from this commotion. What would you like to do?
I'm just gonna stand there with my hands up.
Okay.
Because it'll solve itself here shortly.
As you stand there, the inspector kind of looks and lowers his gun a little bit, looks directly at Hans. Son, I need you to put down the weapon. And he kind of goes and like swings it back and forth, just looking. And after a moment of him just kind of panicking, Mike, you see the end of it just start to kind of drip of this dust. The inspector continues to make his way up the aisle. Hans, listen to me, boy. Your parents are outside. They're waiting for you. Put down the weapon. Do you just continue to stand there, Mike?
Yeah. No, I'm not moving.
The knife begins to disintegrate further, and Hans kind of looks at it, confused. Kind of drops it. And as he does, the inspector immediately kind of points his gun towards you, but Hans just kind of drops to his knees, just sobbing, just crying into his hands. Inspector now looks to you. I am seeing you around this city far too much. Hands up! Now, let me see. Keep
My
them
hands
clear.
are already up.
Do not move. And he begins to approach you. You hear him holster his gun, and you hear the sound of metal as he pulls out handcuffs. He reaches up and grabs your big wrist and attempts to pull it down behind your back. Do you resist?
I wouldn't really call it resist, but more just not make it easy on him.
Are you trying to not get handcuffed, or are you just making it
No, I'm just
show of
like
strength?
basically he's trying to pull my arm and it just doesn't move as fast as he wants it to.
Yeah, like it's like a rusted lever, just
Yeah.
But eventually he's able to pull it down. You're not the first big boy he's have to deal with. You're just a bit, stranger than the rest. Pulls your hand behind your back, and you feel the cold iron go around your wrists. Do anything to stop it?
Nope.
All right. In that case, for the moment, you're gonna take a where is it at? Tier 2 handcuffed status.
Okay.
This is the third time you've been arrested.
Right?
And it's by him too.
Yeah, he's thrown you in jail.
The first one was the inspector in Cross End, the big boy. This is the more Italian looking fella.
Yeah. I mean, he's 2 for 3.
Yeah. All right.
This is what happens when you don't stay with us. You go back to your library and home.
Yeah, Blanche, what time do you tend to wake up in the morning?
Pretty early. Lots to do.
So yeah, I mean it's about 5:30 in the morning.
Well, that's not that early. It's not like she has a job. I was thinking like 7.
Okay, so for the moment you're having sleep. Does Blanche dream?
Oh yeah, for sure.
What kind of
In fact, that's when she had her first prophecy. Prophetic visions were all dreams.
is that something you kind of work for, or is it just something that happens?
It's just something that happens. She doesn't necessarily want it to happen because those aren't always dreams she can shake herself out of if she needs to.
Hmm.
And they're usually the most intense because she doesn't have anything to ground her.
Okay. Interesting. So I mean, um, this was probably one of the most traumatic days you've had. Probably
Yep.
similar to your parents dying, but a different kind of trauma.
Yep.
Do you feel like this is one of those nights where you have a pretty high chance of having this happen?
Oh, I would think so.
Yeah.
She's very emotionally raw and not as guarded as she probably normally is.
So I'm gonna have you face danger. The
Oh,
danger,
goody.
the danger being nightmarish prophecies, and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say that for this, it's just a you're going up against a tier 2 dark future status. So that's what you're trying to avoid. You start to see like the edge of your vision start to get that dark sense, and you might be in a typical kind of dream where you're just sitting in the library reading. It's a common thing that you've done. But yeah, you start to notice that the lights start to dim, and there's that familiar kind of ozone-like scent that reaches your nose, and so you try to prepare to stop from whatever's about to rush over you.
Okay. So with face dangers, you still get to pick tags, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. So I'm gonna go with premonitions.
Okay. And
Or
go ahead.
yeah, premonitions.
Perfect. So yeah, I'll go ahead and read through Face Danger just so we know exactly what's happening here. So when you use your abilities to avoid an incoming hit, endure harm, resist a malign influence, or hold it together, the MC or player will name a status with its tag and tier. You would roll plus power, which again, your power tags. On a 10 plus, you fend off the effect and take no status at all. On a 7 to 9, you take the status, but with a -1 tier. On a miss, you take the full status.
Oh, goody. Okay, so I'm going with premonitions and see beyond the mist. Those are pretty straightforward. And just to make it interesting, I'm gonna throw in a weakness tag of prone to self-doubt.
Okay.
After everything that's happened today, I think it makes the most sense. Oh, goody. All right. Nope.
Oh my!
That was bad. That was really bad. Jesus.
All right.
I rolled it right? Like I put in a -2.
Yep.
Okay.
2d6. Yep. Oof. Yeah. You got a 1. You got a straight 1. That never helps. Okay. Well. So you're sitting in the library, and you start to hear rushing wind tearing past the windows, almost making the walls shake and shudder. You get up, you kind of rush to a window just to see what's happening. And you're in the blue collar district, so yeah, not too far away, kind of near downtown. You can see the tall skyrise buildings. And there's a massive flash, a boom, an explosion. Rising from this explosion is a massive mushroom cloud. A wave of pure, bright energy begins making its way, and almost like you're watching in slow motion, you see buildings just explode and disappear into dust, and like a wave rolling over the city, it hits you, and with that, you find yourself awakened. Your heart is racing, panicking. You're looking around the room. It's too dark. You shouldn't be up right now. But you could feel for a moment that heat against your skin, and as you press your fingers to your face is still flush. You still feel increased heat from it.
That's disconcerting.
So yeah, you're going to take a tier 2 dark future status.
Okay. Cool.
That's Terminator shit.
All right. So, as the cold irons slap around your wrist once more, Mike, the inspector kind of takes you and begins to lead you towards the front door. Outside, William, sorry, Mike is being left out. William, you're at the front already. The guard with the shotgun is just standing there staring at you. And both of the parents begin to make their way up the pathway towards the front of the church. Mike, the inspector kind of takes you and shoves you right by the front of the door, but kind of not outside it yet, just to the side of it to leave the entranceway open. And then he begins to walk his way back to Hans to help him get up and out. As you make your way towards the door, Mike, you do see the Bexley family beginning to make their way up the path as well. You also look back and you notice that the bag of money is still down. And you notice that Hans is looking at it through his eyes, kind of wiping his tears. And you see him looking down at the bag as the inspector approaches.
Didn't William hand that to me?
He slid it underneath you, underneath the pew.
Oh. Was William restrained outside?
Nope. He's just leaning against a wall with a shotgun facing him. So in a way, yes, just not in physical restraints.
Is my astral form able to move objects?
I mean, that's not anything we've ever seen you do before, but I'm definitely interested in possibly
Seeing
stop
if it
holding
works that
back
way?
and seeing if that's how things work. Yeah. But again, I
Okay.
mean, are you trying to move the bag with your mind? Is that what you're trying to do?
Well, no, with the astral, it's more of a it's a projection of myself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with it moving fast enough, and it can pass. Basically, I'm wanting to just as I'm about to walk out the door, just this flash of me would fly under the pews, and the bag would go sliding into one of the corners.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think that's as big as a stop holding back. I don't think we're there yet.
I mean, I could do some somersaults.
You could.
Just take the bag and run.
So you are going to make your way outside and then have a form of you run across the room to kick the bag. Is that kind of what you're going for here?
Well, it wouldn't be as I was getting outside, right at the door. So as he's focused on pushing the door, is when it would happen.
Okay. I mean, people can see your astral form, right? Yeah, that's what you've used before.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's more a matter of it just because with flight and bullet time, it's going to be moving to where it's more of just
a flash.
they're going to notice something, but they're not going to know what it was.
Okay. Are you concerned with just the sound of a bag being kicked across the room that's going to pull attention to it?
I think when the inspector gets to the boy, like, he'll hear it, but he won't go looking.
Okay, so you're like trying to get it to a really dark corner where it's just going to be a sound that comes from back there. And
Yeah.
okay, sure, I'm going to say this is a take the risk. I think there's a few risks you're going against here. The risk
A little bit.
of them just thinking you're fleeing and attempt to shoot whatever they think they can. Obviously, the bag being now seen and drawn attention to. So yeah, let's take some risks here.
I mean, who's gonna believe the druggie?
Oh,
The
savior
father who doesn't
mentality was
believe
still
he's
on
a
there.
druggie.
Oops. So that'd be a 10 if you want to minus that savior mentality.
Okay. So as it looks like Hans is about to reach to grab the bag, the inspector actually grabs his hand and pulls him up and kind of gives him a slap on the back. Don't worry, boyo. We'll get you out of here. And just as he kind of pulls him tight to begin to walk away, there's this flash of movement, and then a soft kind of thud and slide as the bag almost seems to float across the floor back into the back corner where the stairs that lead upstairs were. The inspector begins to walk Hans out the front door. As Hans goes by, kind of looks at you, still confused, a bit of fear behind his eyes. It's tough to tell if it's fearful towards you or just the situation he's found himself in.
Everything.
But as he goes to kind of push Hans out the door, he grabs you by the arm and goes to pull you out as well.
That's fine.
So
I'm flexible.
the moment that Hans is outside of the church, he rushes to his parents, almost knocking them down. And all the three of them just kind of grab each other, pull each other tight. The father's kind of just standing there ruffling the son's head, a bit stern, but happy that his family's here. And you see him kind of look up to both of you, William and Mike, and he gives this look of deep hatred, just pure anger towards both of you.
You angry Shin Lim wasn't here?
William, you're starting to hurt a bit, kind of standing here too long. The guard kind of relaxes a little bit, drops his shotgun, and you see Mike brought out in handcuffs. The inspector leads both of you over kind of to the side of the church where you can be a bit private. All right, you two, you stay here. He's going to be watching you, kind of points to the guy with the shotgun. Gonna go talk with the family, and then I'll be getting your stories. You better be straight and honest with me, boys. And he walks away to deal with the family. Yeah, it's just you two and the guard with the shotgun. He's kind of standing at the corner of the building. Every once in a while, you see him kind of look back towards the inspector and back towards you two. Do you just stay there and wait, or do you want to do anything?
I'm gonna sit down.
As you begin to make movement, like you see him kind of pull the gun up, and then he sees you sitting down, and you can tell you're hurt. He kind of just relaxes again. Mike, is there anything you're doing?
I'm near William now, right?
Yeah, you guys are standing right next to each other on kind of the side of the church, and it's just the one guard that's kind of standing at the corner where the front entrance is and the side that you guys are on.
I'll quarter turn my head towards him and just out of the very corner of my mouth tell him that the bag of money's up by the front of the church by the stairs.
Yeah, and you guys are both on the same side of the church that has that door that enters into that area that kind of goes to the back side where the bag would be.
Sounds good. I'm just gonna sit here until we're done with all of this, and then I'm getting what I'm owed, and I'm out of here.
The inspector returns. Get up.
No.
I'll stand up and offer my hand to help William up, which is behind my back.
I guess I'll stand up.
Explain to me, boys. Why is it I keep coming across you with so many, well, unique circumstances?
We did your job for you. We told you that in the beginning.
Kidnapping this boy was my job. Explain that one to me.
No, we did your job, not the robber's job.
He reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a letter. It looks very similar to the parchment that was used within the within that room that you had found Shinlim in. Takes it and unfolds it.
You mean all the parchment Blanche has on her bag right now?
Tuesday morning. Boy will be dropped at St. Mary's. Leave 60,000 in the pew. We will be waiting to accept our punishment. Doesn't have a signature. Just says, be expecting many. Bring many.
So, how about you search us for the money?
How about you tell me why you're really here?
We're the ones that brought the boy to drop him off. We're not the ones that got paid.
You brought the boy to a church. You want to explain to me why you didn't bring him directly to the station, directly to the family's house? Why here?
Why not?
It's a safer place than a precinct with dirty cops. You know, I was arrested one time for planting flowers.
Shut up.
mean...
Mike, I am done with the bullshit. This is not the first time you've been in my cuffs, boy. I will be happy to take you to that cell once more, if you wish. The parents say they received this letter, and that their boy would be hostage ransomed back to them at this very location, on this very morning. And those inside were the ones that did the crime. I happened to find you two here, with the boy, and you claim you did my job for me, and yet you couldn't bring him to a hospital, you couldn't bring him to the family's house, you couldn't bring him to the precinct, places that would actually make sense to bring him.
Because I'm in any condition to take him anywhere.
Yeah, explain that to me. How is it you hurt yourself so bad, teacher?
I got my ass kicked trying to save him.
By who?
Whoever the hell ran that damn drug den.
You'll find his blood all over the church.
I find blood anywhere this one goes. He's bleeding everywhere. Look at the wall behind him.
Yeah.
Oh,
He was
point A. Drug den. Mather Industries.
The factory? What does that have to do with anything?
Oh, well, go there and find out.
I don't have time to go there and find out. The parents wish to press charges, and, well, boys, you two are here.
Sure, easy to blame, huh? Easy to blame the people who rescued the kid. Got it.
He walks up closer to you, William, getting real close to your face. You haven't answered my question then. Why bring him here?
Because that's what, what's his name said? Chin Lim. He's like, here, take him here. They'll be ready to pay, and then... I don't know. It seemed the easiest solution.
Who is that?
Some Asian guy.
Hmm.
He's the one that kidnapped the boy and put him in the drug den to begin with. And then he wanted to ransom him back and get money and then leave and be done with all of it. I don't know. The man was crazy.
Just making up stories as we go along, aren't we? All right. I don't have time to do with this. You want to tell your side of the story? You could do that in the courts. Give me your cuffs. He goes over to reach for the cuffs of the other guard. Turn around, teacher. Hands behind your back.
I'm just gonna stand there. I'm not being arrested for something I didn't do.
He goes to grab your shoulder and flip you around.
I'm not gonna move.
Okay. Face danger. To be restrained.
I'm not gonna move. Are you kidding me? What are you doing here? I know my rights. Dominable and predict a foe's next move because I know where he's gonna try to spin me, and I'm not gonna let it happen. And we're gonna go with some fancy. What about? Let me see what else we got. Some martial arts. Yeah, I'm gonna resist some stuff, but I'm also gonna use aggressive behavior.
Okay. Your tier 2 status of bodily injury is gonna play a part here.
Oops.
Mwahaha.
Fresh danger.
Okay. So, he's gonna be able to get you restrained, but it's not gonna be as tight. So you're gonna take a tier 1 handcuffed. He's able to flip you around, but because of your struggling, he's not able to get the cuffs as tight.
Oops. It is.
As he
Yeah.
goes, he kind of whispers or leans in. You two better get your stories straight. All right, this way. He grabs both you kind of by the shoulders, pulls you against from the wall, and begins to walk you towards the front of the church. The guard with the shotgun kind of comes up behind you, gun still raised, and begins to follow the three of you.
Big man, big gun. I see how it is. Gotta compensate. I get it.
As you begin to make your way, the family kind of moves out of your way. The father continues to just stare the both of you down, this deep anger in his face. Outside, there's a prison cab. It's a pretty long cab. It just has, bar windows and a door in the back.
How close is the father?
Probably about 10 feet.
You don't remember us coming to, ask questions about where to find him?
You came into my house after I've already taken my boy. You have nothing to say to me. I will see your ass in court.
We took your boy.
If we took
yeah.
him, why would we be asking questions about where he is?
Why would we bring him back?
The inspector just kind of shoves you a bit more. Keep moving. Father kind of looks. Just kind of dips his head down. Doesn't have...
You there, Miss Hits on Levi. You don't remember nothing? You're not gonna speak up? No. Okay.
Leads you over to the back of the cart. The constable goes to grab you, Mike, and push you into the cart.
I mean, it's gonna take him a while to push me into the cart.
You don't feel like they're willing to just deal with it, so if you want to restrain, I'm gonna say they're gonna try to bash you over the head and force you in there. Like they're done listening to what they assume to be lies. They want you both in the cart.
If only we knew somebody higher up.
So are you trying to restrain Mike, or are you just gonna take an extra step to get in there?
I was more going for just an extra step,
Okay.
not like physically holding.
Yeah,
him
again,
from
trying
moving.
to impede your presence. I mean, you're a big
Yeah.
guy. You have to definitely duck and kind of turn sideways to get in. As you do, that side of the wagon just kind of tilts a little bit, on its axis. But yeah, as you both kind of get in there, the door swings closed with a heavy thud. They lock the door, and the inspector goes back over to have a conversation with the family. Blanche, you're awake. You've just had a crazy sight. It's hard to tell what's going on, but you're up now. Is there anything you want to do in the morning?
She's probably gonna take the time to bathe and get rid of the smell from the day before, and just get ready for the day. It takes time. Probably go back over any notes that she might have. Start digging through her bag and all the papers in there, and taking advantage of the fact that it's too early for servants to be milling about and pestering.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to be in a quiet place. It's warm. The fires were still left to kind of burn over the night. It's peaceful, but there's not someone trying to serve you. You just have some time by yourself to roam a bit.
Yeah, and she's trying to not think about the dream.
Exactly. Yeah, just moving about. It's a normal day. Just move on with it. So yeah, you can definitely spend some time kind of restraining your thoughts. Do you have any statuses right now?
Well, there's Dark Future, Strained Back. She's not disguised at the moment, but I want to keep the card because I think I'm going to end up using that a lot. That's pretty much it.
I'm gonna say that we can consider this kind of a montage, and one of the moves is to recover from your last activity. I would say that just a warm bath and a decent night's sleep could probably recover that tier 2 strained back status.
Okay, so I just get rid of it. Cool.
All right. So you guys have a few moments in the cart, just the two of you. The constable seems to be around the area, but it's not like he's just standing guard. What do you guys do? Do you talk? Do you look? Do you try to get out?
Just everywhere. We're just gonna rub blood everywhere.
Mhm.
You're gonna have to clean this as soon as you figure out how wrong you are. And then I'm gonna wiggle on the cuffs.
Okay. Are you trying to break free?
Yeah,
Like
sort
slip
of.
a hand?
Yeah, not like I don't want to just smash them or anything. I just
No.
want to. They're loose, so I just want to.
They're
Hey,
loose and
maybe
you're covered in blood. Like, yeah, I'm seeing you literally slipping a hand.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Got a Dr. Zoidberg on her hands.
I'm down with that. I'm gonna say this is a sneak around, just to see if you can do it without anyone noticing.
Fancy some fancy martial arts, yeah. And I'm gonna use this status of injured because I am covered in blood.
Yeah.
As a positive.
I'll give you that.
And let's see what else we got. Maybe super speed to do it quickly.
Okay.
And then sneak around. Hey, snuck around real good.
Yeah, you definitely slip your wrist out and you're able to still look like you're in handcuffs, but for the moment you have removed that status.
I'm gonna wave at Mike real quick and then put my hand behind my back again.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say with a 13 you're able to do that quick enough that
just like a quick yank around my front and then right back.
Mike, is there anything you're doing in here?
No, for the time being, I'm set where I'm at.
Okay. So as you're kind of sitting there, Mike, you have the view kind of through the window past William and then up the pathway into the church. You see the guards kind of make their way into the church and begin to look around, and after a couple minutes, one of them exits out with the bag. He begins to kind of walk towards the inspector. The inspector opens it and begins to kind of laugh a little bit and turns around, and he smiles back at the family, kind of brings the bag to them. The husband kind of looks in it as well, laughs a little bit, and both close it. And
it's not all there.
Exactly.
you don't know what they're laughing about.
Well, I figured they're laughing because this was their plan. I mean, they're working with Shin Lim. Yeah, I've already figured that out. But it's not all there. I mean, Shin Lim's take's gone, so they know their plan's successful.
It's interesting that William thinks they're working with Shin Lim. I'm gonna write that down. Yeah, I think probably it's only another 5-10 minutes while the inspector's going around taking notes of the details, kind of, writing down stuff about the scene. He comes out with a handkerchief that has some of the blood on it from in the scene as well, and goes over.
They can't prove it's mine.
Well, no, they don't have DNA testing, but you did mention that his blood was in there, so I mean, he went and got some blood. Not sure what he's gonna do with it, but
It's not mine. You can't prove anything.
He kind of goes over to each one of the guards, shakes their hand. They have a quick talk, and then walks with the family, kind of going past to their cart that they have waiting. William, you can kind of see them as they go past the cart and begin walking a bit down the street. You see them walking by, get up on their cart, and begin to leave. The inspector comes over to the constable, says, "All right, take him to the station." Constable just kind of nods, hops up on the horse, and the cart begins to move out of the gated community and towards the blue-collar district. You can see the inspector goes and gets on his own horse back behind.
So who's got the money? The inspector?
The family.
Family.
The family.
Ah, those rotten bastards.
So, as the cart begins to make its way down the streets, the few people are out. The newspaper, corner vendors that are just kind of setting up. The baristas at the local coffee mart, the Cocoa Gate, are kind of setting up. And as the cart passes by, definitely people stop and kind of look towards your direction. It's not often that you see a Metropolitan Police transportation cart making its way from the gated community. It's definitely a sight to be seen. But as you guys begin to make your way through the blue-collar district, you probably have a good 30 minutes before you actually get to the station. Is there anything you plan to do along the way?
I don't know. What do you think, Mike? You want to get out of here, or you think we stand a chance in some kind of rigged court?
I mean, if certain people were to show up, yeah, I'm pretty sure we'd be just fine. But do we want to bank on that lady coming back after we kind of snubbed her? I mean, you weren't there for the snubbing, but...
Yeah, what lady are we talking about here?
The handler.
We have another handler?
Yeah. We have a babysitter and a handler.
What did we do?
Well, you didn't do much of anything. I may have blown an entire district into,
Is this about the bear? I didn't... It's his fault.
Yeah, it's all about the bear.
Jesus, I didn't know. I just wanted him, to stop. I didn't want to take his head off. I'm sorry.
So yeah. I mean, if she was to show up, we'd be good to go. But do you want to bank on that, or do we want to just...
Well, what am I gonna do? Leave an exciting life of crime by breaking out of the back of a police van?
So let me lay down what you guys would know is staked against you right now. You were found at the church. The letter didn't have specifics in it. It basically seemed to be Shen Lim just writing. He knew you guys were there based off of the encounter at the Samson house. So he knew someone was following him. I don't know if he worked up this, but there's a letter that states that he would be dropped off, the son would be dropped off at the church at this exact time, and to put money in the pew. So, of course, you know, they're rich parents. Why would they not have someone come and look at that? So you know that they have that information and that you were at the scene of the crime. You have no explanation as to why you were there. He does not seem to recognize the name Shin Lim. You have referenced the factory, but again, to him it's just a factory, so it's hard for him to recall. He doesn't work the industrial district, so he might not know specifics on it. So yeah, I mean, it's basically you were just at the scene of the crime and are implicated by a letter with no signature.
I mean, they could match handwriting, and it's not my handwriting. So I didn't write the letter, so that makes me innocent. Yay, science.
I'm not sure that they have handwriting experts in 1886 London, but who knows?
Well, you know, let's see. I could run,
You could
but
run.
I have a wife.
You could run, but you know that right now you're being brought to the main station of the place that you live. Where you work, where you live.
I have a wife, and I have a kid
on the way.
possibly.
You both have a lot
Mike.
to lose.
I have a kid, even though I can't have kids. I have a kid. It's a miracle.
Huh, I wonder how that happened.
I don't know. What did you do, Mike?
How alike do Wendy and Jillian look?
I'm gonna start strangling Mike in the back of the van. Ah!
It's not my fault.
I don't know. Should I run? Should we run? Do you want to run? We could stay and be thrown in jail again. You be thrown in jail again. First time.
So yeah,
I mean,
maybe let's talk about the courts a bit here.
You're guilty. You're in jail. You're dead.
Yeah, you'd probably be taken to a quarter session. There'd be a bench of 2 or more justices of the peace with a jury, so you'd probably be in front of a jury. This would probably take a bit of time of you getting there, so you'd probably be spending some time in jail, and not just in the district. Like, you'd be taken to the prison to await your court date. You would be assigned a defender to meet with. You would have the option of defending yourself as an
we wouldn't have to
individual.
worry about that. Somebody would
group.
be assigned for us.
You say that.
You do say
Because
that after
the order
this.
knows stuff.
They do,
Yeah, well,
but
it
you also
wouldn't.
have
It wouldn't
to think,
be a court mandated judge.
You think if the
or-
order was gonna help, we wouldn't be
lawyer.
in the back of a police van?
No, they'll be there for that. Like it won't be just some rando off the street lawyer.
You hope so.
No, the order knows more.
You say that.
Like somebody will be there.
So here, basically, the defendants are basically expected to explain away the evidence and prove their innocence. A lot of the times, defendants are actually the accused themselves, and then prosecutors are typically the victim of the crime, or if they have the money, they are able to actually purchase a prosecutor that simply present the evidence and accuse the defendant. So it's definitely on the hand of the defendants to prove that they are innocent.
Great, we're screwed because we're not rich and they are.
I mean, you do have...
Like I said, the order's got us covered.
That is a possibility. You've never been in this situation before. You do know that you've met with your handler, but she also didn't just shoot you all dead in that cellar, so...
I mean, they met with the handler. I was busy punching people in the junk.
You were. Regardless, you all know that it's probably going to be some time in jail before all of this is put into motion, whatever is going to happen. So if you're looking for an urgent thing, that's going to be busting out of this door and going into hiding.
Season 1 of Prison Break, here we come.
Well, I mean, I can't exactly go into hiding. I got a job to do.
So do I.
I gotta pick up the trash, guys. I'm not worried that I'm being charged with kidnapping and.
And to be fair, that's a lot of man to hide.
True.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be hiding. Like, if we're breaking out, I'm gonna be going to my job, and you know.
Mike's a simple man. I just broke out of prison. I just want to throw trash.
I'm a really good employee, boss.
Look at me. I'm escaped from the police, but here I am. It's a Wednesday. Gotta
Let's
throw the
see.
trash in the bag.
Actually, it is a Wednesday.
It is.
No, it's a Tuesday. It's a Tuesday.
Yeah, it's Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday. So it's not the West Slum. So this must be the East Slums you'd be working today. It's the smaller of the slums.
What about the scary lady that got you out last time?
Who knows?
Yeah.
She might appear again. It is the same station that you were arrested in not that long ago. I'm not sure if she can get you out of this one. Last time you were just planting flowers.
I'm gonna kind of push on the back door.
It's firmly locked.
Can I reach the lock?
No. No, the bars are too thin. You'd have to bend bars to reach outside. And even then, it's,
Bend bars
skeleton
and lift
key.
gates, you
Yes.
say?
It's still there. You would need a key to open the lock. It's not like it has a handle on the outside. It's an actual
Fireball,
padlock.
you say?
Indeed, Edward. Put on your robe.
Put on my
Get out
wizard
here in
hat
the
and robe.
cold.
No, I didn't have a robe for the longest time, remember?
Mhm.
I was a naked wizard.
You are the naked old man wizard. So I'll give you this. Are you gonna break out now, or are you gonna spend the rest of the day in jail while things develop?
I don't know. Give me a
What do you
number,
think,
Mike. Between 1 and 10.
Well, let's think. Okay, instead of using random dice, let's look over our.
Well, I mean, I know we're
Mythos?
screwed if we get in jail, and we're screwed if we don't go to jail.
So let's look at our different themes and decide at this moment, like, especially for you, William, you understand that you have the power within you of your mythos to probably break from here, but I think you're also tied back to your job. That it is the only place you have. So in this moment, you're kind of making a decision of either trusting that everything, tell the truth and we'll get out of here, or I don't trust the city. I don't trust the government. I'm going to use my mythos, which has protected me kind of so far, to give me the control of my own life.
Well, I mean, if I run from the cops, how's that going to show the kids the right way?
It's true.
Your teacher, he's wanted for kidnapping and probably murder and taking bribes.
Definitely murder.
It was one bear.
There was a barrel and a guy with his head missing.
I aimed for the chest, and yet somehow I smashed him in the face.
It's true. He doesn't know who did it. He just knows that there was a dead body. So you are people
God
of interest.
intervened. God intervened. I don't know what happened. I said I hit him in the chest, and his head exploded.
You hit him so hard he fell over, and the barrel is sharp and cut. Yeah, it was.
No, I'm talking about the other guy with the sledgehammer.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, that was just because you rolled like a 16. So.
Yeah, well.
You had to obliterate somebody.
It's okay. Somebody had to turn into confetti.
I don't know, because if I go, I'm taking Mike with me. I'm not leaving him.
Oh, I know.
So.
Oh yeah, no. These handcuffs are like nothing.
Do you want to escape? Do you want to get out of here?
I'm good with either way.
God damn it, boy.
No, like, actually. Like, it's not gonna... I mean, yeah, I'll be a couple days behind on work, but... I mean, do you want me to give you a number between 1 and 10?
Nope. I'm busting out of this joint.
Okay.
I got a wife to take care of. I can't do that in jail.
Let's snap these handcuffs.
All right. So in that case, William's basically going to be the doorman, and Mike has to break out of his own handcuffs.
These flimsy little things?
That sounds like a good old plan. So for William, what's your plan to get out of the door? Is it just pure strength? Are you... Yeah, what's your thought there?
I don't know. Does any part of the vehicle look rickety?
The roof?
The roof, does it look like it could break through the roof easier than the back door?
Why would they secure the roof? They don't expect people can, fly and be really strong. The sides, absolutely. The floor, absolutely. The door, absolutely. But the roof? I mean, who's going to use the roof? Doesn't make sense.
The roof it is.
Okay. You looking to just bust a hole out of it and...
Yeah. I'm probably
Okay.
just gonna like wrap the handcuffs around one of my hands and use it as like a protection for my burnt knuckles and start smashing it.
Okay, I'll give you a +1 for that. Your burned palms are definitely going to be a -2. And then any other tags you have. And this is going to be a take the risk to
Ultimate
put a
Fighter,
hole.
Dominable,
in the
and
roof.
Mean Right Hook.
The roof is on fire.
And then a +1 and a -2. So that gets me a 2.
All
And
right.
that's a take the risk.
It is. Take the risk to put a hole in the roof.
The roof is on fire.
All right, I'm going to give you a hard bargain or an ugly choice. You hit it just at the right time when you went over a bump. He didn't hear it. It cracked. You're going to have to hit it again, but you're going to injure yourself more if you do it a second time. So do you just let it go? Or do you hit it again and hurt yourself more?
I'm out of here. I'm getting out of this wagon.
Okay.
I've been falsely accused.
Go ahead and face danger for me. I'm going to say this is a tier 2 splintered palm or splintered knuckles status. So just add on top of the rest of the crap going on with your hands.
So, same bonuses pretty much. I got the cuffs and I've got
You pull
Ultimate
back,
Fighter,
kinda
Dominable.
take a deeper breath. Same things. Go to punch.
Can I use Well Fed as well?
Are you though? It's been a while.
Well, yeah, I guess not.
I'm
Alright,
asking
so-
honestly. I mean, it's.
it's probably the last little bit of reserves.
Okay, we'll
if
say
I
this
have
is the
any.
last one. We'll go with that.
So we'll go with that, and then that's a face danger.
That is a face danger against a tier 2 splintered knuckles status.
What the?
Okay. You still are able to succeed.
This is
You
a 5.
you bust open a hole. So that's just gonna put it up to a 2 with that little dash next to it. So you're not fully a tier 3, but as you pull it away, yeah, you have the burned red of the under palm. You have blood kind of on your arm, and now you have these dark brown splinters kind of stuck into your knuckles. But yeah, as that's happening, Mike, you go to snap the handcuffs. The handcuffs are going to be a negative towards this roll. But yeah, what other tags are you going to use?
Okay, so I got a minus for the handcuffs. Why didn't that go down?
Are you happy, bloodied?
Okay.
You leave for 5 minutes, and we're breaking out of a police van.
I am baffled
You
at
didn't
how
think it
this
was.
spirals out of control this quickly.
You didn't think
This
it was
is
going to
what
be that
happened.
easy, did you?
Oh my god, I didn't think they'd be this dumb.
I have a family I need to take care of. I can't do that in
So
jail.
you're doing that by going on the run?
I can give money while I'm on the run.
So
Really?
So this is going to be
astro-
yeah, take the risk. What are you using?
Yeah, astrophysical, because we know that it can affect adamant objects.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I know kung fu.
Okay.
You know, I've been restrained multiple times.
Mhm.
Not a big deal.
Mhm.
And underworld reputation. Again, it's not the first time I've been in handcuffs.
Okay, so you will burn that
Yeah.
crew tag.
Oh, yeah, so the badge is also burnt, by the way.
For you, it doesn't burn
Yeah.
it for the whole crew. It just
Uh,
burns it for individuals. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot to mark it though.
So go ahead and use those with the -2 handcuffed, and let's see what happens.
Come on, Mikey boy.
Which move was it?
Take the risk.
Take the risk.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So
Yeah.
hard bargain, ugly choice. Do you want to break your hand to slip the cuff, or do you want to escape with the cuff still on? You basically have to dislocate your thumb to slip the cuff, and it's only coming off one hand, but you'll have it off.
I'm too pretty for jail.
That's
You
fine.
can stay.
Okay. Go ahead and face danger. This is going to be another tier 2 injured status. We'll see how bad your dislocated thumb actually hurts.
It's actually not that hard to do.
Okay, wait, what?
So this is going to be a face danger as you go to dislocate your thumb.
Okay.
To see how bad it's going against a tier 2, dislocated thumb status, but we'll see if Mike is a bigger, stronger man and doesn't care about dislocated fingers.
So just a -2?
That's what it will be, but you're going to just face danger first. So whatever you're
Okay,
using
just a
to
flat face danger.
Yeah, face the danger of first dislocating your thumb. So doing it the right way, doing
Yeah,
it quick, whatever.
I don't really have anything.
Okay.
Bullet time's not going to help me with that.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, with that, that will take your soreness up to a tier 2. But you're able to pop your thumb, slip the cuffs, and yeah, you both have the moment to hop out. What's the plan as you get to the street? Give me an idea of what the next few moments might entail.
I'm gonna duck for an alley. Something. Somewhere dark.
I'm flying straight down to the pit. I got to get to work.
Okay, I mean, you have, I guess right now, the danger is how are you getting away from the constable and the inspector? Like, what, is it just with pure speed? Is it trying to use the little bit of traffic that's here as a distraction to, like William said, duck down an alley? What is the...
Oh yeah, probably speed and a bit of hiding in the crowd.
Okay. What about you, Mike?
Like I said, I'm flying out of here. I got to get to work.
You're just going with speed. All right, I'm going to say for William, that's going to be a sneak around to see if you're able to escape fast enough and with enough stealth to...
Sure, yeah, that's
Yeah.
totally a thing I can do. Super speed. Oops. No. Got it. Speed and some fancy martial arts to duck and roll. And I think that'll be it.
Okay.
That's a sneak around. Here
Sneak
we go.
around.
Of course not.
Okay.
Why would any of the rollers ever help me do anything that I want to get done?
So you hop up, you're trying to hop down into the crowd and make your way around. Interesting. Let's take a look here.
It's alright. Bring it, stupid constable. Kick your ass.
Oh
I don't
no,
care
that's
anymore.
too easy. That's too easy. I want to look at what you have. What are your toys?
I don't
Let's
have any.
take a look at your toys. Yeah. I think as you jump off the cart, you land pretty awkwardly on that ankle that's already twisted, and you feel just the energy sapped from your body. I'm actually going to burn your super speed tag.
All right.
But you're able to limp your way through the crowd. But as you do, I'm going to have you face danger against an on the run status to see how quickly they're going to realize you specifically are gone and how convert you need to be. So this is going against you just ran from the cops. Yeah, this is a tier 4 on the run status. So
That's okay.
So face danger to basically try to make it as slow as possible. Basically, like, you didn't make a lot of noise, you got out of there fairly quickly. Now you're trying to make it, they're not going to notice till they get to the station, something like that.
Predict the foe's next move, an underworld reputation, and yeah, sure, we'll just go with those. And then face danger.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, wow, okay.
Okay, so for
Once.
the moment, they seem to think you're still in the cart. They haven't noticed that you have left yet.
These guys are idiots.
Mike, you're trying to just fly away, so that's gonna probably be... Yeah, I think that's just gonna be a straight up take the risk. The risk of the inspector seeing you and either trying to shoot you as you run away or run you down on his horse.
I'm gonna run it. I thought he was flying.
Well, yes, but he's not going to see him flying. Right? He's going to just see him running quickly.
Unless he does, and the inspector has powers too.
Everyone has powers.
In a city where everyone's special, no one's special. Except for one guy who has no powers. And he's just a head chef.
And take the risk. I was going to use flight and commitment to the job.
Okay.
I gotta
get to work.
The trash.
My people need me.
Bam!
Alright, yeah, somehow you...
Like Superman, just
gone. Whoosh.
You are able to get up and out of there. I'm going to have you face danger against the same on the run status to see how quickly they notice that you have gone missing.
I like how one of us could be noticed, like, he's gone!
Mm-hmm.
We don't care about the other guy, but he's gone!
Well, it's more... Are they able to recognize your face and make, like, wanted posters from it? Do they remember everything about your first name and last name? Do they remember where you work? Like, how much information do they remember to then build up a warrant to come find you?
Mike's fucked.
If it's a +4, they know just about everything they possibly can, so if you show your face, there's probably going to be someone that finds you. Luckily with the police, information's slow to get around, so as long as you stay out of the blue-collar district, you should be okay for now.
I don't think I have any tags for that, so just a straight face danger.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Alright, so you're going to take a full on-the-run tier 4. He's going to remember everything. He knows.
It's all in the police database. It's okay. They have it all written down.
You've been arrested many times before. Yeah. They have your
Twice.
file.
Come on.
Three times.
They have your file. They know where you work because she has come in to pick you up from jail. But you're going to take a tier 4 on the run status. But you are free from the cart for now. And William, you make your way kind of running through. They don't recall specific details about you at the moment. They might know your first name, but everything else is getting a bit fuzzy. Let's catch up real fast with Blanche now that it's starting to get a bit later in the day. It's a Tuesday. You've known your brother. When he gets that drunk, he tends to sleep quite late into the day. So you have
Yeah.
most of the morning probably to yourself. Is there anything you tend to do normally on Tuesdays? Or would you be working to follow back up with the crew to see how everything went?
Um,
Getting your share of the money. You know.
I think because he's not up yet, I'd probably be pretty focused on taking care of things at home and looking after my brother and making sure that things are good for him. He tends to sleep late, but that doesn't necessarily mean that there aren't still things that need to be done around the house that I can just kind of quietly take care of that he would normally be the one to tell people to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as you kind of go around, you head back kind of past the den, and you can see that one of your servants has kind of organized the pile of papers a bit, kind of put them up on the table. And as you go by, one of them actually kind of catches your eye. It's, again, one of those kind of like comic strips. But there's something about the scene that just kind of draws you to it. It's two figures. They're kind of out in a garden, or what you could assume to be garden. There's like little kind of stick flowers kind of around, but there's a bubble that kind of comes out of the face of one of them, and it seems to be singing some kind of song. It's a song that you remember from your childhood that you and your brother would kind of sing towards each other, like a nursery rhyme or something out in your back gardens. What is the song? Or what does it rhyme?
Oh dear God. Jesus, you just make them break out of prison cards. I've got to like come up with nursery rhymes.
I mean,
Well, you're clearly the smarter of us. So it's okay.
you're also at home, so I'm trying to.
Let's
There's
see.
a reason for it.
We broke out of jail, but we can't rhyme.
I don't
Still
know.
hump-
Probably something like Baba Black Sheep or.
Okay.
Humpty Dumpty.
Yeah, so there's some kind of rhyme that you recognize. You
No, let's make it London Bridge
there you go.
because I am snarky.
You kind of flip through them a little bit, and you follow along. It kind of has a little bit of a story. Like, you can see these two figures grow up a little bit, and every once in a while you see like parents kind of come in there. As they get bigger, the garden gets fuller and fuller of different flowers and bushes and strange things. Eventually it gets so big that it starts to almost be in front of the stick figures. Like, they start almost drawing in front of the stick figure, so it's kind of hard to see them. And the two of the taller folks, the parents, start to disappear, kind of fade away into the garden. After a few frames, you see, the two children. They're a bit taller, and the boy, the one with just the stick figure, not the girl with the little triangle, seems to be trying to console the smaller one. And then there's like a whole bunch of scribbles on the side of it, and it kind of seems to disappear.
Oh, that's so sad.
Oh no, it's what is it called? An allegory? Is that what that is?
You notice that on all of these little pages, they all have kind of an emblem at the top. It looks like some kind of company's worksheet, but it has the name Imagidream Productions.
Imagidream. Okay.
Imagidream.
Well, she's gonna make note of that and memorize as much of that picture as she possibly can, that particular comic strip, before she puts it back with the others. Feeling a little sad, feeling a little nostalgic, so to speak, and concerned that he was so excited for this, and his mind went to a pretty deep and personal place.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen your brother draw before?
No.
Yeah,
I
so
mean, not since we were kids, like maybe when we were little, but not as an adult.
it's possible that, you know, you kind of look at it, it may not have been your brother that drew this. Like, it definitely seems to be a more practiced hand, but not professional practice. Like, someone that's done this many times before. So possibly, like, recounting information as someone is telling them a story and trying to illustrate it, something like that. But as you kind of wrap through the papers, you start to hear the small sounds of servants starting to make tea and start to kind of get the morning chores done back in the dining room and kind of in the back garden.
I will. I'll duck out of the study and go to make sure that tea is prepared and or not tea, coffee is prepared and taken up to my brother.
Mhm.
And a decent breakfast.
Yeah, I think, you know, they've seen your brother in this state as well. So it's the coffee is black, the eggs are thick, the bacon is, you know, perfect, and they have their bit of a, you know, tail of the dog, you know, whatever that might be. uh, they kind of have everything prepared, but they also know to just keep it warm for now. Give them a few more hours to rest before you go up there and wake them up.
Okay.
Beyond that, is there anything else specific around the house that's kind of more your duty to take care of? Do you have to, you know, care for the garden, or is there anything?
I mean, yeah, she's probably going out into the garden to check in on things, make sure that her work hasn't been undone by anything, make sure that everything's well watered
Yeah, I mean, the rain
and
yesterday
tended.
definitely helped.
Um, she's gonna kind of make note of which of the plants with I think you said it was white flowers that what's her face liked.
Mm-hmm.
Which of them are really coming into bloom and will have uh, buds that are going to open up more in the next few days, so that she can make sure to send over another bouquet when it's time.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, she's probably going to mostly tend to womanly stuff,
Yeah.
and once she makes sure that the housework is getting done, she'll go back to doing things like practicing piano or cross stitch, or not cross stitch, but embroidery, or whatever it is that is
Mm-hmm.
on her docket for the day.
Okay. Awesome. So we'll kind of fade off on her. William, as you're making your way through the back alleys, and you're kind of cutting through the blue collar district, you slow down a little bit, you catch your breath. You begin kind of walking normally, you know, realizing you're still kind of covered in blood, but it doesn't matter. As you begin kind of walking down a street, a young woman, probably about 19, 20, comes storming out into the street. Her eyes are just filled with just rage, anger. She approaches you immediately, grabs you by the back of the head, and just pulls you close for a massive kiss.
Alrighty.
She pushes your head away, turns around, and points to another man that's kind of sheepishly making his way down the alley. Now that's how you take control of a situation, you bastard! And just turns and continues walking down the street. The man he's maybe, again, 1920, kind of skinny frame. He has a tie on, but it's kind of down. He takes it and he tries to button it up. He walks up and he points you right in the chest. He stands probably about a foot lower than you. He points you right in the chest and looks up at you. Sir, I challenge you to a duel. What do you do?
Does he have a coat?
No, just a
No?
white button-down shirt and a tie.
Oh, I was just gonna take his coat and leave. I'm just gonna walk past him.
Yeah, as you look down, like his eyes are like pleading, please say no, but yeah. As you kind of walk away, it goes down. No, woman! Now that's how you handle a situation! Kind of puts his hands and begins to walk back to his house, slams the door, and thank you, Thomas, for your interaction with today's story.
All right. What a What a good choo-choo. I should. If I wasn't so injured, I would have kicked his ass.
I know. So as William, are you going straight home? Are you trying to find a doctor to go to? What's your plan?
Oh, I'm gonna go visit our friend Timothy.
Okay. So Timothy is in the old boroughs, so you'd be going the opposite way.
That's okay. That's the way I want to go. I can't be seen in this fancy blue collar district here.
Okay.
I've got to backtrack and
Yeah, that's let's see. You're up
I'll,
here in the blue collar district,
I'm gonna
came
stop off at
down
that the bar in the industrial district.
the safe
The order
house?
bar. Yeah.
Okay. Are you trying to get a ride? Because I mean, that's about
No.
probably a good 10 or so. It's some miles to walk there.
I
And you're
mean,
pretty hurt.
well, where's the bar? Isn't it at like a halfway point?
All right. So if you look at the map here, you
I'm looking.
up, yeah, you came out of the blue or the gated community, kind of up around this corner point, and so you were headed towards the Kingswood station, which is kind of in the middle of the blue collar district.
Oh.
Um,
Oh, is there a train then?
Sure, there's a train. I'm
Yeah,
not sure how they're going to handle a man covered in blood. So if you're looking for
Well,
travel, I guess how do you want to deal with that?
I'm gonna grab some clothes along the way.
Okay, let's change the game to see if you can clean up your status a little bit.
Yeah, let's go with the change the game.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah.
Nothing
I
fits
think,
me.
nothing. I'm not sure if it's nothing fits you. It's that you can't just. It's still too early. Things are a bit too.
And I'll grab a blanket off a trash can or something. I don't know.
Let's see. So as you're walking through the blue collar district, you are looking for just something to find. And as you kind of look down an alley to see if there's some clothing, there isn't. You look back, and standing a bit aghast, staring at you, is one of the superintendents that you had lunch with just last Sunday. He looks at you for a moment, a bit confused, and approaches. William, is that you? What in the seven hells has happened to you?
I fell down some stairs.
Fell down some stairs. Where are you going? You look like you need a doctor.
Oh,
Come,
I've got an appointment.
let me help you. Kind of goes to grab your arm and begin to walk you back into the blue collar district.
No, I'm fine. I have an appointment to keep.
No, I insist. And he kind of grabs your arm a bit stronger.
I'm going to have to insist more. I have places to be.
Okay. Are you trying to pull your arm away or just talk him down?
I'm just gonna I'll talk him down.
Okay, convince for me. Convince superintendent. I'm gonna give him a name. And his name is what? Let's find out. Oscar Dart. Superintendent Oscar Dart.
Gonna have to write that down. Notes. Superintendent Oscar Dart. If only I could spell. No, not independent.
Superintendent of the Blue Collar School District.
Yeah, sure. Save changes. We'll go with that. My notes are a mess. What do I got? What do I got? What do I got? What do I got? I got uh, uh. I don't have nothing.
Any of the tags from your routine?
I got history teacher, but I doubt that's gonna help me when I'm not in school.
I mean, you're trying to convince him that you are trustworthy and truthful. So I think using your position in a school that he superintends probably would work for that.
Oh, that's what a superintendent is.
Yeah, he's one of the people that you were having a lunch to see if you could take over the dean's job. He's one of them.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was.
Sorry.
My
Yeah.
brain completely blanked on that.
No worries. Yeah, he's basically one of the dean's bosses, one of the,
Oh,
the
okay.
people you're trying
Yeah.
to wine and dine and get a better job.
Oh yeah, I
So this
remember
is
now.
a bigger deal.
Yeah, so more important than I thought.
Yeah.
So history teacher. I'm gonna predict a foe's next move.
Okay.
I'm gonna assume what he wants to do, but I'm gonna like, no, I'm okay. I have to do this and that
Okay.
type thing. And then convince. Nope, can't convince nothing. These rollers hate me. Got it. I'm gonna end
Okay.
up dead in the streets or in jail, and I don't want either of that.
So yeah, he's just not listening at the moment. He grabs you by the arm and he begins to take you to the clinic, where you have to. Yeah, he basically brings you to the clinic and checks you in. Like he doesn't even allow you to fill out the paperwork. He fills out your name, fills out your address, the things that he can recall from you, leaves the rest of it blank, and you are admitted into the clinic. So I am actually going to give you I'm actually going to have you face danger here, against another on the run status of this is paperwork that's following you. So we're going to see how much information he still recalls from you to document that.
Oh, he's gonna know everything from me. Okay, cool, because I don't have anything for that. Nope. Okay, here we go.
Okay. So we're going to say for this one, because it's based off knowledge, this is just going to be a tier 2 on the run status.
Sure, why would it not be?
Yeah, I think as we see the camera kind of focuses on the information he's providing. It gives like your name, gives your address, gives your employment, but it doesn't give much beyond that. He doesn't know your date of birth or anything like that. But we see you as you're kind of wheeled into one of the rooms, help to change into a robe, and with time nurses start to attend to your wounds. The camera fades over to Mike, who's just now reaching the pit, kind of opening the gate, going inside, getting his donkey, taking a deep breath like everything's okay, and heading out to do his work day. And finally we rest with Blanche, who's just sat down with a cup of tea. To her side, she has a bit of a embroidery that she hasn't quite done yet, still enjoying her tea, and just kind of sits there looking upon her garden. Again, there's a bit of tiredness kind of with behind her eyes, but it's a whole new day. She kind of looks out on the horizon with expectations for good things coming, and I think that's where we're gonna wrap up for tonight. Let's go ahead and do the end of game moves. So, if you have any crew power tags that have been burnt, you can go ahead and recover those. And then if you have any characters that you feel you had a meaningful interaction with, you can add a help or hurt point.
Mike's gonna get a help point.
I don't think we've had a lot of themes under strain, but as you go through, if you start to come up with ideas of what might happen if you lose a certain theme, feel free to flip the card over and write that down on the flip side, basically the downside of it.
Oh, I've already got something written there.
So yeah, as we wrap up for tonight, we will return next week. We probably have a few days in between to see what everybody has been spending their urgent time done. But we have a few crew members that are now on the run from the law. We have a boy that has been returned. So, based off the report, the case is complete. Congratulations. And he did survive. So yeah, good job everybody. We should maybe have a fourth player next week, so that could be all types of interesting to see how much they could possibly help or hurt the current scenario.
He'll hurt it.
Yeah, and so we will see everyone next week. So thank you to everybody that might be watching on the YouTubes. If you want to join any of this crazy nonsense or any of the other games that we're running, feel free to join the Discord link down in the stuff and things below. If you might be interested in actually running this game or interested in more about it, they actually have a free starter set that goes through all the basic rules. Characters are pre-made. You have a chance to actually run through a case they provide. That link is down below as well. If you're into investigations, I think City of Mist is a super fun game to play. It gives you the ability to do quite a lot of different things. But that's all I have to say. Thank you to Spoon, Phazon, and Bloodied for playing tonight. Hope you guys all had a great time. I know I did. And I will see everyone again next week.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good time.